everyone, and welcome to this Pick a Card, All Signs monthly tarot outlook for May. All right, we're going to get right into pulling the 3 cards and the 12 signs to go with them. So let's get right into it. We're going to cut the deck. And the first deck is the King of Cups. Wow. All right, so love energy, right? The second one is the 7 of Cups. More love energy to do with desires and dreams, right? And then we have the Knight of Cups and more cups and love energy. So those are the 3 cards representing the 3 different readings. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and pull out the zodiac signs to go with it. You may choose to pick the card, pick the reading by the card, or you may choose to pick the reading by the zodiac signs. So we have right away Sagittarius. We have Virgo. Wow, beautiful. This is all for the King of Cups pile. We have Capricorn, another earth sign. And Taurus. So all the earth signs and Sagittarius. Interesting. So now for 7 of Cups pile, we have Cancer, first water sign that we see. We have Pisces, Aries, another fire, and we have Libra, air sign. All right. And that leaves, of course, here we have Gemini, Aquarius, and of course Scorpio and Leo. So if you'd like to pick your pile or your reading by the zodiac sign, the first reading for King of Cups is for all you Sagittarius, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Or for those of you who may have those zodiac signs in your natal chart. For the second reading, the 7 of Cups, we have Cancer, Pisces, Aries, and Libra. And for the third reading, the Knight of Cups, also to do with love, we have Gemini, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Leo. Now, the Knight of Cups, we're talking much more about expressing your love, whereas the King of Cups, we're talking much more about creating and manifesting. And in the center, the second reading, 7 of Cups, is all about wish manifestation. All right, so without further ado, let's get right into the readings. All right, so for the first card, King of Cups, those of you who chose by zodiac sign, this is the reading for Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, and Sagittarius. We're going to get right into your reading. We're going to cross that king with a 4 of swords. Wow, so a decision coming up for you. Above, a 3 of swords, and below, the magician. Before and after. All right, so a 10 of wands and a 6 of wands of victory. At the bottom of this deck, we also have a 9 of swords. So there's been a lot of anxiety, and there's been a lot of, I'm going to say, pain, a lot of regret. But you're coming out of this, and this is your path for May, right? Your path for May. So let's get right into it. We're going to pull plenty of clarifying cards and oracles, but just to start off with your center energy for this coming up month, King of Cups covered by the 4 of swords. So you have a period of repose. You're thinking a lot. This is all to do with your love life and governing your love life. This month in May is going to be all about taking control of your love and your love life and who you give it to and who you allow in. That 4 of swords indicates that you've been going through a period of struggle, clearly with that 9 of swords at the bottom of the deck. But this month is a month where you're pulling back and you're gathering your strength, and you're going to be deciding how to move forward and in which direction to move forward. Above, you have a 3 of swords, and below, magician. So at the heart of this reading, there has been betrayal and heartache. I think that in the front of your mind, you have recently, been dealing and healing from a breakup that was really bad, a betrayal, someone who just really, really let you down, someone who just betrayed your trust more than anything and just kind of didn't live up to what you expected, right? So let's go ahead and begin to get some clarity on this. But that Three of Swords right now, I want to talk about that Three of Swords. Yes. So moon energy and Ace of Swords there. Yeah, a period of darkness, a period of not knowing. Right. So you come from a period with this Three of Swords of not knowing. You come from a period of things being quite shadowy, emotions running really high, but just not knowing which way to go, not knowing who to trust. There's been a lot of distrust in the past. And through all of that, you've kind of mentally brought yourself through that. Okay. So what you've done is taken some time to really think about what's going on around you. And you, in a very intellectual way, you kind of pulled yourself out of this dark area, this kind of veiled time in your life, right? And what I'm talking about here as well is that you were betrayed. This is definitely a love reading we see by the King of Cups in the center. There is a betrayal here, but that betrayal, I believe, happened quite some time ago. The recent past has involved you just not being sure of yourself and not knowing which way to go. What is your next step? What should you do now? Right? And it feels like it's the last little bit of healing from this betrayal, even though this betrayal is still front and center in your mind. You move forward very practically, and it makes a lot of sense for Taurus and Virgo and Capricorn, all three earth signs, to be pulled for this particular reading, because the way you come through all of this as well is to work hard, is to physically manifest. Some of you started a diet plan. You went to the gym. You got your body, your mind-body connection. You figured that out and got that better, right? Increased that. Some of you have increased your work. Some of you have just been working on projects or even at work, toiling away. And this coming period for May is going to be more of the same, but you're going to begin to start reaping some rewards. Okay. In this May period, for all of the hard work that some of you have done, specifically in working on yourself and your business and your money and your physical sort of well-being in this world, you're going to begin to reap some rewards for that. And part of that also is reaping rewards in a very real way in your love life. At the bottom, we have Magician. So Magician energy, the other thing is that underneath all of this, you are exploding with capability, talent, ability. Things are just firing for you right now. Okay. So this again feels like the end period of healing. Let's clarify this, Magician. Strength. Yes, you've shown a lot of strength. Okay. And there's your Knight of Cups. And a Queen of Cups and Justice. So in the background, this is all very foreground, actionary, work energy that you're dealing with. In the background, there is a resonating up on a spiritual level, emotional, spiritual level. Strength comes in for you, Knight of Cups. So also you're beginning to get some attention coming in. You're beginning to get people coming into you who are interested in the you that is now you, right? You've made so many changes and you've resonated up. And yes, this heartache is still very real for you. And you do indeed have individuals coming in. I think that unconsciously you're also calling people in. You're ready to call people in. I think for a while you weren't. For a while, you were not ready because you were still very unsure and you had to find your way through this period. It was a very emotional period. Let me touch on this Ten of Wands here for a moment. It became very burdensome, and it took a while for you to begin to shed those layers, to begin to shed all of the hangups that you had been carrying as a result of this breakup. Let me put it to you another way. Whenever we're hurt or our trust is betrayed, as much as we mentally know that, okay, it's not my fault I'm hurt, it's not my fault that this person did this to me, that somebody did something that hurt me, but we naturally, in very subconsciously, oftentimes, will still direct some blame at ourselves. And this is where hang-ups come, and this is where some of our toxic thinking and behaviors come from. And so a lot of those behaviors that you've taken on, you have recently let go of them. And so as a result of letting go of some of this insecurity, some of these issues of self-esteem, even some of the depression that was keeping you up at night, you have also, and I say this probably in a very unconscious, subconscious way, really desire to bring in love, to have somebody come in for you again. And before, you weren't ready for that. And I think that during this period of May, you're beginning to realize that you're ready for it. You are much more in love with yourself with that strength energy here. You're much more embracing of yourself. Again, this feels like the final stages of a healing period after a really toxic period in love. Again, another reason why you have this Four of Swords crossing your King of Cups, because right now you're being very careful about how to move forward. Now, your forward energy here, unconsciously, again, Queen of Cups, really sort of integrating a lot of that wisdom, right? You're right now in this moment beginning to sort of integrate and put into place a lot of the wisdom and the learning that came out of this difficult process. We go through a difficult heartache or heartbreak. We go through the pain of it. Hopefully, eventually, we mentally pull ourselves out of it. And if we're self-reflective, if we're introspective, if we're able to think about what happened in as much of an objective and, of course, subjective way to figure out what was going on so that we can learn our lesson, you begin to resonate with Queen of Cups energy. And she's the one who learns the lesson, who gleans the wisdom. Okay, this happened because of this. And next time I need to do this, or this was my fault, or, like not necessarily, to assign faults, but, this is what I'm responsible for. I'm responsible for this happening and that happening. This I'm not responsible for. Just sifting through all of the data, all of the data, all of the painful data, and gleaning the wisdom. And this is what you're going to be doing in May. And this May, it feels here to me, those of you who picked this, probably resonating with this, smash that like button, okay? That like button really helps my channel out. But also, claim this reading by reaching out and hitting that button, because this is a reading of healing. This May, you're going to be actuating everything that you've learned. And I'd really love to hear from you. Those of you who are going through this, how are you actuating this, right? Because I can relate to this. Sagittarius was pulled for this reading. I'm a Sagittarius myself, and I can relate to this feeling of like looking back and really taking the lessons from a recent painful experience. Justice comes in for you as well. And so there's a lot of karma coming to you this May. A lot of people are going to be coming to you, I feel, and they may not so much as we would see with the Judgment card, be asking for forgiveness or wanting a reconciliation, but you're definitely going to be bearing witness to a lot of karma being meted out this May, by the way. Okay, so those of you who have perhaps hurt you, or those out there who have built up their own negative karma through all of this engaged with you, this month, some of you are going to be seeing them get that karma back. I'm just saying, that's how it goes. Let's pull some more clarity on your before and after. So as I said before, you had this 10 of Wands. You really laid down, you went through a strong healing process of laying down some burdens. 3 of Pentacles, again, through Pentacles, through work, earth signs, through that hard work, and more Pentacles for you to come. It makes perfect sense, earth signs. And I say earth signs because for those of you who didn't pull by zodiac, I get it. But for those of you, you may have some earth in your chart, or you may just be leaning into your earth energy. We all have all the elements in us, regardless of our natal chart. But it's interesting here for so many Pentacles cards to show up because, again, through sheer hard work and determination is where all this healing is coming from. Right? For you, really just pulling all three aspects of yourself into your work, mind, body, and soul. Putting everything into whatever it is you've been trying to achieve or accomplish over this last period. So as we look forward, we see a victory coming in and more Pentacles energy. And it just seems to indicate to me here strongly that the universe this May for you is bringing the abundance and the blessing of victory, the blessing of, succeeding, the blessing of overcoming, especially having come through this dark period here. This betrayal was a lot for you. Okay. And that moon energy can be very daunting. When we're in our moon phase, as I just go back to this quickly, this moon phase, this is a phase oftentimes where we find ourselves drinking a lot, doing things that aren't particularly positive for us, perhaps a little bit self-destructive, just being kind of lost a little bit and not really having any answers, seeking answers, but not having any answers, seeing signs of answers, but not quite getting there, not as we would if the sun was out and that clarity was there. And so when I say this victory, the blessing of victory comes in, it's as if you made it through the valley, you made it through the valley of darkness, right? And you're coming out now, and magic is coming your way. Page of Pentacles energy here is showing up that this May is a period where everything that you do, everything that you're putting your energy and time into is going to be bringing magic. It's going to be bringing a feeling of magic and abundance to you because you're leveling up and you're resonating at a very high degree. All of this ties back in to the center theme of your month, which in fact is a cup card. You have all of this Pentacles energy, earth energy, working energy, focused energy, and yet it all comes into King of Cups and Four of Swords. And it feels to me almost as if you're preparing yourself, you're readying yourself, you're getting your money where you want it, you're getting your body where you want it, you're getting your health where you want it. Some of you may even be in therapy, you're getting your mind where you need your mind to be at healthy and, operating well. And so it feels as though this is all culminating in a month where the next level for you is to bring all of this to your love life, right? Your love, you're calling in love, you're calling in a partner, and you're going to be feeling very, very in control and measured, not making the same mistakes of the past. You have this Queen of Wands informing you, this strong wisdom coming in, and it's going to be almost like the dawning of a whole new stage in your life where you really enter into relationships with people in a very, very, very different way, and dare I say a very wholesome way, a very positive way. All right, let's move these over. We're going to begin to pull out some of your oracle cards. This Nine of Swords, this is past energy. You're coming out of this. And there may be some of that still there. Some of this, before I pull these oracles, let me touch on this quickly. There may indeed be a little bit leftover anxiety there. And I think that that's normal, right? What you're coming out of, you're going through stages of healing and then processing and then integrating. You know, pain first, actually, healing, processing, and integrating your experience. And it's natural through all of those stages to have anxiety, to have worries that, will I slip up? Will I make the same mistakes I made before? Will I continue to have, the same experiences? Will I go back? That's really the essence of most anxiety coming out of a healing period, is the fear of, what I'm learning now or what I'm experiencing now, will it go away? Will I go back? Will I fail? Will this work? Will it not work? And it's just incidental energy. It doesn't feel very strong here at all. Okay, let's get a couple of oracle cards. The first one we have here is shadow work. Indeed, you've done a lot of shadow work, and you've done that in a very physical way, in a very earthy, real way. Like I said, some of you have started going to the gym. You've started increasing your hours at work to get that money level up, right? To get your cash flow up. Some of you may have started therapy or increased your therapy, your mental health therapy. And I say this in a way for it to be normalized. Mental health should be normalized the same as physical health, okay? We have a lot of stressors in this world, all right? So everyone at some point in their life will benefit for mental health, right? For looking at their mental health. And the second card we have is a wish. A wish fulfillment. And I think that's where some of your anxiety comes from here, is because you truly, truly wish and desire for more, right? You truly, truly wish and desire for this healing that you're going through to really resonate into your love life. Because ultimately, this has all come out of a heartache. All of this healing and all of this physical work and earthy work you've put in has come out of a painful heartache. And so your ultimate wish is for all of this to pay off, and it will. It absolutely will. Now, let me pull some Zodiac oracles. This is the oracle of the Radiant Sun, the Divine Oracle of the Radiant Sun deck. I love this deck. Just for those of you who like to tap into your Zodiac energies, let's see what's going on. We have isolation. And riches, right? So I do believe you have been in a period of isolation. And this is what I was saying earlier in terms of you unconsciously or subconsciously being ready to start pulling people into you and coming out of that isolation. Both of these are Saturn energies, okay? So we have Saturn in Virgo, isolation, and we have Saturn in Virgo and Saturn in Capricorn, riches, all right? So interesting, Saturn energy coming in for you. We're going to put those there. Saturn being really the planet of limitations, the planet of boundaries, are you too limited, or are you expanding out? Are you breaking boundaries? Are you being disciplined? Or are you not being disciplined? And so, but discipline and Capricorn, Saturn and Capricorn energy is riches, absolute riches coming in. So abundance is coming in from all this hard work, which is why I say that everything you do in May is going to feel like you have the Midas touch. One more oracle, and then this will be your reading. This is an intense month for you. If you've picked this, okay, well, the heart flipped over. That's going to be the one. At the heart of it all, okay? And this is what it really comes down to. You have come out of a period of healing your heart. Your heart was bruised, literally stabbed, okay? Broken, right? Destroyed, impaired in a way. Not destroyed, but impaired in a way. And the healing that you've gone through has been really, really immense. And why is that? Because your heart is very important to you. And at the end of the day, you're not giving up on it. When the heart is hurt or the heart has been injured in some way, we don't throw it away. We repair that heart so that it can beat again and so that it can welcome love in again. And this is all happening for you in May. This is a wonderful reading for someone who is calling in love, who and who is ready for it and healthy after a period of healing and really integrating some lessons. Someone also who has been putting in so much good work and so much shadow work into themselves that their wish fulfillment will absolutely be coming true this month, specifically when it comes to tangible abundance in love and in finance and physical health coming in. All right, guys, this is your reading, and we will be right back with the second card, or deck number 2, for today's monthly outlook for May. All right, for those of you who chose the second card, or deck number 2, or you chose by zodiac sign Aries, Pisces, Cancer, and Libra, we're going to go ahead and get into this reading for you. Let's begin with covering that 7 of Cups with a 4 of Cups. Above, we have an 8 of Wands. Below, we have death. Before and after, a 9 of Wands and a 6 of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. All right, so let's get right into your center energy and what's going on here. 6 of Cups covered by the 4 of Cups. There's a wish, a desire, something that you've been wanting for quite a long time. And it's a particular sort of wish that you have with a particular person, right, in a relationship. And yet it feels as though here that they have not been willing, to move forward with you on this. You've been coming up against sort of a wall, coming up against a feeling of no. Now, let's take a look at what's going on here for May as you get into this journey here of what's going on with this individual. Above and below, 8 of Wands and death. This is strong energy, and it's also quite chaotic energy. We're going to start to pull some clarifiers, but it's almost as if during this period of May, a lot of information starts to come into you that begins to explain why you keep coming up against this wall with this individual in sort of achieving this goal that you have with them, right? There's a certain level you're trying to get to, or there's a place you're trying to get to with them, and you keep running up against this wall with them. And yet in May, all of this information begins to come in. You begin to understand a little bit more of what's going on. At the same time, I think you become very overwhelmed by it all. Let's get some clarity on this. 9 of Cups and 2 of Cups. So you were very happy and in love, right? Very happy, very much in love. You guys have had an agreement, and yet there's been this kind of, pushback. And during May is when you begin to find out why. Now, let's see what is going on in May as it comes in. And there are the arguments and the pulling away. So, listen, something has gone on here that has really fundamentally changed this connection. No wonder death is here in your unconscious. There's been a death in this relationship. Somebody has decided to leave and to go away. And I'm going to say it's, even though the outcome here brings you to a place that's positive, this is very shocking for you here. There's been a lot of fights, a lot of arguments this month coming in. This loving feeling was past, right? Is what's been going on before. But this month is where things start to just go sideways. All of this information comes in. All of this arguing begins to happen. People begin to sort of like, argue for the sake of arguing. And when I say people, I really should just say this person that you're involved with, right? They begin to sort of just have fights with you over things that are almost like inconsequential. And you're like, well, what's going on here? And then eventually you find out that they have already decided to leave. They've already decided to leave. So you've been in this relationship with this person. And I think, again, one of the reasons this 7 of Cups here is, it's a dangerous energy because it is a wish, but oftentimes it's an unrealistic wish. So have you been in a connection with someone where you haven't really been paying attention to what's been going on, right? Because this all feels very much out of the blue. It all feels like everything just turned sideways all of a sudden. The information that's coming in and the energy that you're getting from your person is all the way different all of a sudden. It's very quick, a quick change. And it's almost like a wake-up call that, hang on a second, have I been in this relationship by myself the whole time? 10 of Pentacles, Page of Wands energy. All right. And then a 9 of Wands and a 4 of Wands here. Okay, so listen, there's an issue here with money as well. Before, I think you guys were also extremely, extremely happy. Money was coming. Money was abundant, right? And everything's fine. The relationship is fine. But again, Page of Wands is there. I think that for you, this is one of the reasons why my overall vibe on this reading is actually very positive, despite you being quite shocked here, is that you had been wanting to move away or move into a different stage of your life for quite some time now. You know, you've been wanting to sort of live your life for a while. And I'm not sure that you've had the courage to do it. Much of the reason why you haven't been sort of living your life authentically is to do with this relationship here. Where, again, yeah, you were happy. 9 of Cups, okay. It's happy, but it's status quo happy. 2 of Cups energy here. This is mostly just, yes, it's an agreement. You guys are together. But it's not necessarily this happiness, this twin flames energy that I see down here. Now, it feels as though that this relationship was always kind of a status quo relationship, and that a lot of the wishes that you had for this connection deep down in your heart weren't really, you knew it wasn't possible. Okay, so this is very much a waking up to who you truly, like, not who you truly are, but what you truly, truly desire. And it feels very much like you've been allowing yourself to sort of be in this connection, perhaps because of money. All right. This person may indeed have had a lot of money, a lot of cash flow, a lot of stability. And that may have been one of those reasons why you sort of remained in this connection and began to sort of convince yourself, I would say, to a degree, that this was your love of your life. When in actuality, you know, 7 of Cups is genie wishes. These are wishes you ask a genie for. It's like, was it really real? Right? It's more like, okay, well, this is what I should be wishing for. I should be wishing for, you know, marriage and this and that, or whatever the wish was. Right? Because I should be happy in this connection. I think deep down inside you weren't, because deep down inside, at the end of the day, this May is a period where you really change and you face up to the fact that, hang on a second, I haven't actually been all that happy. Now, this moving away, walking away, this may be the other person walking away from you, but ultimately it's for your betterment because you weren't happy to begin with, right? You have a 9 of Wands and a 9 of Wands coming out twice, which really, you know, here as well, I'm going to say that you've probably felt like you were quite lonely in this relationship for a long time, you know, and yet you maintain this kind of facade of being sort of blissfully happy. Everything's all right. But a lot of this happiness, again, was down to, you know, material. You know, we're living a good life and we're together and this is how it should be. But ultimately, your true desire to live authentically. Page of Wands is fearless and authentic and creative and unique, and all of that is what you really, really desired. And I think that perhaps you began to try to convince yourself that it isn't. Nevertheless, you were unhappy, and this May is a period where you kind of wake up to all of that. Someone comes in. This is interesting because you wake up to it all. You wake up to the fact that, in fact, you've been quite unhappy for quite some time. You felt quite alone for quite some time with that 9 of Wands. In fact, it has been quite a struggle for you to stay creative, to stay positive, to, it's been a struggle for you to really have any kind of wishes and hopes for your own self, for your sort of goal, right? It's all been kind of wrapped up in this connection, which was a connection that you weren't really all that happy in. I believe this connection really stifled you. However, I look ahead and I see this Four of Wands coming in. And so, yeah, you, at the same time of realizing when all of this begins to fall apart, now if it hasn't fallen apart or is beginning to unravel now, this sort of breakup, I'm going to say, because this definitely is a breakup here, right? You're moving away, a lot of swords energy that's difficult. But in realizing that you have in fact been lonely for quite some time, somebody else is there. You find you kind of like open your eyes to somebody else who's been there kind of the whole time. So this is a real turnaround story. And it feels good because, of course, you come into Six of Pentacles here, which is like you come into a period this May of being really, really equal with somebody, being in a connection with somebody, twin flames, Four of Wands connection, a connection with somebody that is really strong and stable and equal. I don't feel like here you didn't feel quite equal to the person. I think either it was finances or something else that was kind of you guys weren't actually interlocking the way you should, which is one of the reasons why you were quite unhappy, right? Now, as fast as this all happens, you kind of bear the brunt of it because, again, when all the when all the chips lay down, and all the cards are out, you realize you don't actually miss them all that much. You don't really miss them. Yeah, you were there. It felt happy, but you don't really miss them. And you realize that, in fact, you've been missing your own life. And also, in the meantime, you find that somebody's been waiting in the wings for you sort of to be available. And this great love connection happens here. Very equal energy comes in. A love connection with somebody who really makes you feel like you guys are equals. There's your Ace of Swords coming in and your Five of Wands. Yes, this person has been somebody who's probably been secretly competing for your attention and energy for quite some time. But it took this breakup and everything to for this person to maybe even be seen by you. But once you see them, you're like, wow, suddenly something really equal and beautiful comes in, and the opportunity here for a very quick love connection. Ace of Swords over that 9. So, again, most recently and through this whole period, and especially I'm talking about this whole period of breaking up here particularly, right? This waking up that you have, this clarity comes in that, hang on, I've been really looking at this all wrong, all different. The source of my unhappiness, pretending to not be, pretending that all my happiness came from this connection when in fact all my unhappiness was coming from this connection, and all my happiness was coming from whatever time or ability I had to live my authentic life and do what I wanted. There are dreams, goals. Some of you may have had goals as far as studying something, doing something, starting a project, working in a certain field. Like, these are real goals that you had for yourself that you've kind of squashed down in an effort to be with this person where you thought that this relationship was what you wanted. This person may have been quite domineering, or it may just be that some factor of being within this connection here just did not allow for you to be yourself or for you to grow. Whatever that is for you is going to be very different. Hopefully many different people have chosen this particular card and deck for this reading today. But the blessing that the universe brings to you in May is the blessing of freedom. Okay, you're getting the blessing of freedom this month. Freedom from a relationship that has stifled you, from a life that is stifling, freedom from the trappings around you that have kept you from really what you truly desire. And the other blessing the universe is bringing you is that as a result of this freedom, an opening for a real, honest, equal love here with somebody that comes in, someone who's been waiting around for quite some time. So we're going to pull some oracle cards here to see. Oops. All right. Which one flipped over? Peace. All right. Lovely. Peace. All right. Chaotic or calm? There's a sense of chaos here in terms of how fast all of this kind of crumbles. But oftentimes when a relationship isn't built on very much, it can crumble very, very quickly. Very quickly. And we have transformation. Yeah, there's a huge transformation because death has come in. Death is letting you know that this is a transformation, a change is coming into you and your life and your understanding of your life that is irreversible. And so this transformation has well and truly begun. And this is why this reading is actually very good, very positive reading. For those of you Zodiac signs who picked the Aries, Pisces, Cancer, Libra, this May is a beautiful, beautiful time of just, again, I keep coming to the word freedom, being free from lives, people, things, places, connections that at the end of the day have really been holding you back and that you haven't really truly been happy with anyway, right? That have very much been a status quo scenario. And it's almost as if it's not a second too late because there is something waiting for you around the corner, specifically in love, that also as part of your life allows you to live the way you've been wanting to live, the type of life you've wanted to live. And so, yes, it's positive in love, but it's also the type of love that is positive for your growth as well. 2 cards. Power. Wow. And speculation. So these are my Oracle of the Divine Radiant Sun, Moon in Scorpio. Okay, so power. And then we have Jupiter in Cancer energy, speculation. All right, so these are the energies coming in as well. Speculation, that's interesting here. Jupiter being so expansive and Cancer being so fluid and not knowing, right? And yet I do think any speculation here will pay off, right? This is an emotional time, more so because I think you realize how long you've kind of spent in the connection away from who you truly are. And it's like, wow, I really allowed myself to get somewhere. Power, Moon and Scorpio. Take that as it comes to you. All right, let's pull one more Oracle card for you. We have Kairos. Kairos is all about time, Kairos is all about, this archetype is all about divine timing, mythic timing, the type of timing that involves meeting people just at the right moment, making certain decisions, crossroads energy, right? And right now you have divine timing in your life. Things are moving around you that are that are part of your destiny, your fate, part of the timing of your life. And so everything is happening exactly the way it should. And it's at times like this that especially you need to pay attention to those auspicious meetings, those things that we call coincidences, those things that we feel like are coming out of nowhere. This came out of nowhere. What a surprise, because there is important meaning in them, and because there is absolute divine timing at play here, specifically, as I said earlier, because there is a window of opportunity opening up this May for you for a love connection that is truly what you desire and not just a fantasy that you've allowed yourself to indulge in. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I didn't touch much on the Knight of Cups because here, before I wrap it up, Knight of Cups, of course, speaks to this divine timing of this individual who's coming in. So this Knight of Cups energy is in the background, waiting, very much waiting for all of this to happen and to play out so that he or she can ride in and this moment can be had. So pay attention. As I said, pay close attention. Because again, Divine timing also involves these moments, and the moments can pass if you truly do not pay attention, or if you are not trying to be aware of the happenings of your life. All right, now I'm going to call this a close, and we are going to come back with the third deck, the third card, in just a moment. Welcome to the third reading, and the third card, Knight of Cups. And for those of you who pulled by the Zodiac sign, we have Aquarius, Scorpio, Gemini, and Leo. So, again, looking at the question of what blessings does the universe have in store for you this May? Let's cover this night with a 9 of Wands. Wow, okay. Above, we have an Ace of Wands. And below, we have a Page of Pentacles. Before, 2 of Wands, and after is a 3 of Pentacles. So we have a lot of Wands energy here, a lot of energy to do with soul energy. 5 of Pentacles, soul, passion, desire, all of that. So 5 of Pentacles, definitely coming out of a period of struggling and rebuilding, right? Starting over again, planting seeds, right? But let's go right into your center energy. We have at the heart of this is a Knight of Cups, somebody coming in for you, a love connection coming in for you. And this feels good. You know, this feels really, really good. But for you, you might be feeling a little bit anxious, a little bit apprehensive, because covering this energy is a feeling of having really been in the forest for a long time. You know, having been on your own for a while. Yes, now you're beginning to see that sun creeping out behind the clouds, but it's been quite a long period of you not necessarily welcoming love in, per se, you know? You've been on your own, you know, you've simply, you know, and it feels like you've been trying, perhaps. Some of you may not have even been trying. You know, there's a feeling also that you just didn't want it. Now you do. May is coming in, and you're beginning to start to come, you know, out of yourself again, and you're beginning to desire love to come in, welcoming that Knight of Cups energy in. Now, above and below, we have Ace of Wands, above and below Page of Pentacles. So Ace of Wands, yeah, a new connection coming in, a new passion. May is the time for a new love to come. Now this love, it's not an Ace of Cups. It's interesting. Comes in as an Ace of Wands. This is somebody you're highly attracted to. Page of Pentacles at the back of your mind. Also, not only are you highly attracted to them, but in the back of your mind, you have this desire to be around them, to physically be around them, spend time with them. And this is this night coming in, which, again, you are beginning to welcome in. Now, we're going to clarify all of these cards. But yes, that Ace of Wands is a lot of passion, a lot of physical attraction to this person. They represent, represent desire, right? So it's not even so much like, oh, yeah, they're cute, I like them. You are drawn to them, okay? You are drawn to them. There's a burning inside, there's an ember that's starting, you know, with them. Every time you see them, you're excited. Star energy, 7 of Wands, yeah, you know, interesting. Sun comes out, and wow, 4 of Pentacles. So I'll come back to this Page of Pentacles, but here, yeah, up until now, up until May, you've had a desire, a dream. And so this clarifies now a little bit more, this center energy. Yeah, there's been a long time you've been on your own, but you've been wanting a connection. You've been wanting a strong, trustworthy connection, right? You've been on your own in a very physical way, right? That, you know, 5 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, this energy here for this reading is quite strong. You haven't physically been with anybody very much, right? There may have been some sex here and there with somebody, but you haven't had a lot of physical connection. You've really been working on sort of rebuilding yourself from the ground up. You've had to start over in so many ways. And so, yes, that desire, that dream has been there for a true, strong love connection. And it does feel like it's been a long time coming. And just as you're about to sort of say, okay, well, forget it, you know, this comes in for you this May, right? And immediately, you're willing to battle for it, right? You're willing to battle for it. Up until now, you have been willing to sort of like, okay, I'm open-minded, I'm open, but it hasn't come through. And so, yes, you're quite exhausted. By the time you come into this period, there is a feeling of exhaustion in terms of having hope, that you're going to hook up with somebody that you can really connect with. And yet, just as you're about to sort of be too tired to, you're too tired to put the effort in, I would say, right? This comes in, boom. And you have this Sun and Four of Pentacles energy. Now, interesting, Four of Pentacles is a feeling of anxiety that you're about to lose your stability. You're about to lose everything. I think that this is an anxiety that comes in just as a knee-jerk reaction to suddenly this person arriving. Because when they arrive, they bring the sun with them. They bring such warmth and clarity. They bring exactly what you've been wishing for in such a way that you immediately become quite like, oh my gosh, this is going to go wrong. Something's going to go wrong here, right? Something's not going to work. Let me just gather my things and hold on tight and just, hold on to what I've got so far before all of this goes. It's a real pessimistic viewpoint that comes in, and it's a knee-jerk reaction, I think, very much to failure. I don't want to say failure because it's not so much that you've had failure, but letdown. Okay, let's put it to you like that. It's a knee-jerk reaction to the many letdowns that you've had when it comes to connecting. And again, not of your own doing. This is much more to do with the fact that this reading is for a unique individual. This energy of not being able to connect or having had the opportunity to connect is coming from a place of you being very unique and you requiring somebody unique to connect with. You're looking for something deeper. And it's not shallow energy, right? Now, Two of Wands before and after. But before I go to that, let me go to the Page of Pentacles here because unconsciously or in your subconscious, in the back of your mind, you are physically drawn to this individual, right? Page of Pentacles, you have a curiosity. And when I say physically drawn, here, of course, you have this attraction, but here physically drawn in terms of you want to spend time with them. King of Wands comes out, okay. And the Eight of Swords. Oh, wow. Interesting. And Queen of Cups with that Nine of Cups. All right, so listen, so this desire to be physically drawn to them, it kind of, it makes you feel, at first, I think in the beginning, you feel a little bit uncomfortable because it's making you feel sort of like you're not in control. You're a King of Wands, fire. I notice here that Leo, okay, some of you may have picked by zodiac sign, you picked Leo, you may have Leo in your chart or Scorpio as well. Listen, you're fiery individuals, right? So it was a little bit, coming up to May, the interactions with this person, they were a little bit nerve-wracking. I think you felt very nervous, unsure. You really didn't know how to act because, again, this person is representing for you something very different. Very, very different than what you're used to, and also something that you haven't been used to any kind of connection with anybody for quite some time. So to have such a strong connection and to be drawn in, up until now, it really kind of threw you off a little bit over here, right? And I think there was a lot of anxiety, a lot of feeling of just anxiety, a feeling of not being in control, but it comes out as we move into May, this energy kind of releases a little bit and you find yourself just really having such a wonderful time with them. And, emotionally, you just want to go deeper. You want to spend more time with them. You want to go deeper with them. You have a lot of enjoyment with them, and you resonate with them on an emotional level that is very, very important to you. So this love connection comes in. Knight of Cups comes in. Again, all three of the readings, all three of the piles today for the, outlook for May in terms of what blessings the universe has in store for you are all in the area of love. And this reading, just like the other two readings, are all about welcoming love into your life after a period of not having very much, right? A period of isolation for some of you, solitary period, but Two of Wands is here. So as well, you've been having quite a forward moving energy about you up until now. And aside from this love connection coming into your life, up until now, just in general, you have been moving very forcefully forward in an objective, right? There's been something you're wanting to really accomplish right now, and you're just like not letting anything stop you. Yes, and this makes sense. Pull one more for here, and of course we have another Pentacles. Why? Because on top of this love energy, so in your mind, in your head, you're really thinking about, hooking up with somebody, right? A love connection with someone. And again, I think you know who this Knight of Cups is coming into you, because there's some history here with this individual. But it's during this month of May that it really begins to come to a head, okay, where it really begins to turn into something. But aside from this love energy and this focus on that area of your life, you've been just busily working away. King of Pentacles, Two of Wands. You have been busy on a project, a project, or a job or a business, or, you have been very, very busy. It's not like you're just sitting around by yourself. This energy is, we're talking about your love life interest, right? Aside from that, your life, you have been on your grind, and some more of the blessings that the universe has for you this May is definitely success coming in. Right? Because King of Pentacles ensures success. And how do I know? Because, of course, here we have Three of Pentacles coming in, which shows that there's an increase. You increase in May. More work comes in. More money comes in. You begin to see increase in everything. And a lot of what you do with that Page of Pentacles energy begins to pay off. It begins to pay off, and it begins to sort of... again, it's a little bit like the Midas touch. Everything, you've put so much effort and work in up until now that everything you do throughout May just adds. And it's almost like magic happening, right? Magical things happening here, connecting with people. It's a beautiful month for you. But definitely, I'm going to say, we'll move this over a little bit because we're going to start to get ready for Oracle cards. But definitely, I'm going to say this has been a dream that you've had for yourself for quite some time. And I think that, up until now, it has felt very much like a battle, because you may have had connections. You may have hooked up with people. You may have had relationships, but they were all very short term. I think none of them really were what you were looking for. There was a lot of disappointments over the last series of months for you. And so this is why it feels almost as though this Knight coming in, and I do believe this is someone who comes into you, all right? You may be moving forward to someone, but I think you're apprehensive about that. I think this is very much a Knight coming towards you. And when I say a Knight, I'm just talking about individuals actuating their attraction to you. Male, female, doesn't matter, right? But they come in towards you, and it really does catch you kind of like just at the moment where you're about to give up. You're kind of just at that moment, at that time where you're kind of like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna accept the fact that I'm not necessarily meant to necessarily have anybody right now. Maybe I'm not meant to be with anybody right now. Maybe I should just continue to, just be on my own. The ones that I've hooked up with up until now, they haven't worked out. You just disheartened. You begin to sort of lose some of that zest, that desire you've had to keep fighting, or to keep, working at it, rather, right? Being hopeful, right? Being aggressively hopeful, I guess is the word. Just at that time when you're about to give up hope, this person comes in and really shows you a different way. It's quite beautiful. We have relationships, yes. Someone comes in, and really gives you that connection that you are looking for. Beautiful closeness is there. A real relationship. Someone that you can, express yourself the way you truly desire with, that you've been waiting for, and support. Right? So a supportive relationship, a supportive connection comes in after a real period of having to sort of struggle on your own. I want to say, when I say struggle, I mean like just deal with life on your own. And that's fine. We all have periods on our own, but it is a desire that you've had to have a connection with somebody. And again, to have it coming in just when you give up. And oftentimes that's usually is the way, right? A lot of times it's exactly when we're just about ready to sort of give up. We've been plugging away. We've been hopeful. When I say plugging away, it's like just maintaining hope, not being jaded, trying. And then, of course, being hurt, either being hurt or let down, or like, ugh, this isn't for me, energy. Just at that moment is a lot of times when the universe begins to give us the blessing. Health comes in. Yes, some of you have very much been working on your health as well. That definitely falls in the same line with King of Pentacles in terms of, your body, your work, your home, your environment, your physicality, And we have principle, Jupiter and Sagittarius energy. All right, so Sun in Virgo, Jupiter and Sagittarius. So for some of you, if this energy resonates, take it for what you will. But principle, I think, is really at the heart of this as well, because this it speaks to a lot of the reasons why it's up until now it's felt quite barren out there in terms of a connection for you, because this connection that you've been seeking, it has to be with somebody who has the same principles as you, right? Someone that you're simpatico with. And I think that's what you've been having a difficulty finding, is somebody who sees the world the way you do. Yes, you're unique, they're unique, but where you fundamentally at least agree on basic principles of, how you should conduct yourself, how you should live, you know what I mean? The type of person you should be, right? And that, I think, is what's been eluding you. And yet this individual or this knight comes in. Now, there's no information here on who this person is. It just is someone, I want to say, that really catches you a little bit off guard. Again, okay? But you're going to know who it is, because this is the one person that you just enjoy spending time with. You just love being around them. And you find yourself drawn to situations where you can be around them. If you guys are hanging out together, you find yourself hanging out together a lot longer than you anticipated. These are some of the little signs of who we're talking about here. And then we have Anima Mundi. This archetype is all about the connectiveness of the world, of everyone, the sharedness that we have, right? The similarity. And it's completedness. It's the language of completedness. And so, yes, there is a feeling here that this archetype is going to be strong for you, in as much as really connecting with everything around you. Reaching out into the world as the world reaches out to you. There has been a period of isolation for you here, right? As I say, and, this has been also part of a tunnel vision in terms of you seeking this connectedness with someone, this relationship, this love connection, seeking love, basically. But during this course of May, as this individual comes into you, and as you begin to reap some of the rewards of all of the hard work that you've been putting into your life up until now, you begin to really sort of get into the groove again, right? You don't feel so isolated. You feel a part of everything again. You feel a part of all of the things that everybody else is getting. And one of those things is love and connectedness. I think up until now, you felt outside of the world, separate from the world, because of the aloneness or the separation or the isolation. And this is a period of bringing in that feeling of being once more connected to everything else around you, and relevant and worthy as well, right? So, it's the worthiness of it all. And of course, when we feel worthy, this is when we really truly bring in the love that we desire and the love that we deserve. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. This was your outlook for May, for what blessings the universe has in store for you. Thank you so much for checking out this reading, my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. If you enjoyed this reading, please hit that like button. The like button really helps me out. The likes, consider subscribing or leaving a comment. But all of those things help my channel. It's a way for you to support me in my readings. And it's a way for you to claim this reading for yourself if you're resonating with this message. All right, guys, thank you so much. And I hope to see you here back on my channel. But for right now, I'm wishing all of you love, life, and happiness. Bye-bye.